Aloha! If you're thinking about traveling to the Big Island, or you just want to know some of the best breweries, beer bars, and bottle shops to visit on Hawaii, then keep watching for a short tour of the beer scene on the Big Island. Grab a beer, sit back, and enjoy. Our first stop was a really awesome bottle shop called Kona Wine Market. Don't lose hope with wine in the name. They stock way more than just that. There's a nice walk-in beer fridge, and the owner was very enthusiastic and knowledgeable about beer. They've got 6 taps and do growler fills, so I highly encourage you to stop in and load up for your trip right after you land. It's only 4.5 miles from the Kona airport. I tried Maui Brewing's Karoshi Rice Lager and Big Island Brewhaus's Odin's Sword Baltic Porter, and they were both fantastic. It features a good representation of some of the best local Hawaiian breweries. And if you time it right, you could probably sneak in a wine tasting in the afternoons when you show up. Great shop, I highly recommend it, check it out. Now first up for the local breweries, it's Ola Brewing near the main downtown core of Kona. I use downtown very loosely, we're on the Big Island here. We were really excited to start digging into some local breweries that don't really make it off the islands very often. You'll have to forgive me on my pronunciation here, but I tried the Ma'a Lager, the Luhia Pale Ale, the Kiawe Brown, the Ola Mo Hazy IPA, and the Hazy Light while we were here. Ola seems to specialize in IPAs, but they also had some interesting cider and seltzer offerings. The place was pretty busy and had some food options, but we didn't really get a chance to eat here. Overall, I'd say a really good initial brewery stop and got me hyped up for the rest of the trip. Alright, sure, they're not craft anymore, but I couldn't pass up the opportunity to visit one of the OGs, Kona Brewing. Their tap room is massive and had a really beautiful outdoor patio with lots of tables outside. While waiting for our table, there was a quick order bar, and I made some quick work of that Cocoa Brown. My partner asked if they had any hazy IPAs, and the bartender had the perfect response. He said, "Hell no, that's a mainland thing." You gotta love that. I was able to try the Kona Light Lager, Duke's Blonde Ale, the Dry Side Stout, and the Black Sand Porter. Really solid beers, but chances are you've had your fair share of Kona and you kinda know what to expect. Cocoa Brown will always be my favorite beer they make, and I was really grateful to drink it straight from the source. A surprise standout of our visit were the pizza bites. Good lord, these things were so damn delicious. I'd recommend a stop just to snack on those. I was tempted to order another round of the pizza bites, but we had a lot more to see. Overall, it's worth a stop because it's not far from Ola, and let's face it, you're in Kona, so why not give it a look? 2 beer bars are recommended for us to check out, so we set out on that recon mission. Kai was the first stop, and I'm a sucker for pizza, so once again, I had to go for it. Really solid pizza, and I was impressed at how many taps they had available, about 48 to be exact. They had a good number of local brews from Ola Brewing and some beers from other Hawaiian breweries from other islands like Lanikai and Aloha Beer Co. It's a nice modern spot, and it was super slammed when we visited, but if I had to guess, for the location and the view, this is probably pretty much the norm here. If you're looking for a place to eat with a nice view and lots of taps, it's definitely something to check out. The other beer bar was Humpy's Big Island Alehouse, just down the street from Kai. This place had a more laid-back, almost dive bar feel to it. We played some trivia here and had some late-night wind-down beers, and it was pretty rad. I found an Ola Kiawe Vanilla Porter on draft here, which wasn't available at the brewery, so I was stoked to try that. Overall, they had a pretty good variety of taps, and they're open a bit later than some of the other spots in the downtown area. If you're a night owl like me, you'll fit in well here. Check it out. The last brewery stop before we head to the east side of the island, it was Paradise Brewing's Tap and Grill. Unfortunately, at the time we visited, they only had 1 beer on tap that was brewed in-house. It was the Paliuli Golden Ale. Still, if you need a spot to grab some food and has a good view, this could be an option for you if you don't mind the open air feel with some pretty feisty birds trying to steal a fry or two from you. We would have loved to try more of their beers here, but they didn't have any others available, so maybe next time. After a few days staying in the forest near the volcano park, we finally arrived in Hilo. At the time of recording this video, we went to the only local brewery in Hilo, Hilo Brewing. I tried the Humpback Island Lager, the Hilo Golden Ale, Moana Kia Pale Ale, Volcano Red Ale, Tsunami IPA, and the Hilo Breakwall IPA. The Humpback was the perfect lager to crush on the beach, and luckily they canned it, so I grabbed a 6er of that. The bartender was really friendly here and wanted to make sure we got to try just about everything they were pouring. There's not a lot of frills to the tap room, but it's still worth a stop, as there aren't that many options in Hilo. Check it out if you're on this side of the island. Ola has a fairly new taproom in Hilo, and it was pretty nice. They had a few beers on offer here which they didn't have at the Kona taproom, including a barrel-aged porter, so I got really excited for that. Just like in Kona, there were hard seltzers, ciders, and hard tea available as well. The kitchen was pretty busy, but we didn't get a chance to try the food here. There were lots of people coming in to eat, so it seems like it passes the test with the locals. Nice spot and worth a stop, since Hilo's bars seem to be way more cocktail-oriented. The final stop was none other than the Big Island Brewhaus. Many locals we spoke to said this was the best beer on the island, so you know we had to make the trek up north and try it out. We were also told that the brewer hails from Maui Brewing and wanted to focus more on Belgian-style ales, which I'm all for that. They have a full kitchen and I tried damn near every beer they were pouring, but the standouts were the Jaba de Gosa, Red Sea of Cacao Red Ale, and the White Mountain Porter. It definitely had a bit of a different feel from the other island breweries, which seemed to focus so heavily on IPAs and pale ales. This was a nice change of pace and a great way to close out the trip. If you find yourself on the north end of the island, you can't go wrong stopping in here and trying some of the darker and more experimental styles. But if not, you'll probably have pretty good luck finding Big Island Brewhaus's beers all throughout the island at different bars and pubs. Definitely try it if you see any on tap. Well, that's a wrap on the beer scenes report of the Big Island of Hawaii. So many cool things to see and do here, but don't forget to take a day and just relax on the beach and enjoy paradise. One more place I wanted to mention was that if you like jazz or otherwise want to see some really great local musicians perform, don't pass up Gertrude's in Kona. I didn't get any footage there, but it's an awesome place with good cocktails and great for music. Mahalo, and I hope you have a great trip if you decide to visit. Cheers!